Hello, brother bears. How are we?
Hello,
all doing
Dan.
today?
Good, and you?
Very well.
Hello. Yeah, I'm good. It's great to see you have all risen from your long hibernations.
That's right.
Welcome.
Welcome to spring.
This is the most auspicious time of year for. It is Honeycon time.
Ooh, where's Honeycon?
Honeycon. Well, we'll find out in a bit. But yes, we are here to play Honey Heist. And we are here to get our bears on, and we are all equipped with our finest hats.
That's right.
Which I won't hear anything about it. Are perfectly fitted to our respective heads.
Yes.
So yeah, Honey Heist. I think everyone and their nan has played it, but we're going to give it a go. We have one. We have one new face to the gaming table. So hello, Chris. How are you
Dan?
doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm bearing under the strain of this fantastic adventure.
You're all going to get like bonus points, like brownie points for every bear pun. So Chris is currently in the lead.
Good.
Yes, we also have Anton, Carl, and Matt joining us for this.
Hello.
This exciting adventure. You all know where they are. They're found on the Explorers of Elsewhere channel. But Chris, for the uninitiated, who are you and where are you from?
Yeah, sure. So I'm from Bristol. I'm a pro DM with rollark.co.uk, so you can hire us out and hire us to run your tabletop games like Honey Heist. We'd be happy to run Honey Heist for you.
Beautiful. And are there any? Where can we find you hiding on the interwebs?
Oh yeah, so that's a good question. So rollark.co.uk is probably the best place, and I think it's rollark GMA on Twitter. Just going to double check that. Believe so. Yes, it is. It's Roldark GMA on Twitter.
Beautiful. Perfect. In which case, who would like to start the heist?
Yeah.
Me.
Let's do it.
You will. Okay, so I welcome you all to the distant, far-flung future of 2017.
Okay.
We find ourselves floating through the constellation of Ursa Minor, gleaming in the darkness of space like a gem is a space station that floats lonely among the stars if it were not for the caravan of space shuttles heading towards it. For today is Honeycon. Honeycon in space.
Right.
And
Honeycon
there is
in space.
Citizens from all of Earth's colonies are heading towards the station to see the grand reveal of the as of yet undecided star attraction of the convention. Something is due to be unveiled. We don't know what it is, but 4 individuals that definitely do know what it is are currently on a shuttle of their own. There are some modifications to the interior, for these 4 individuals are not humans, but they are in fact bears. And to start things off, Anton.
Wait, Dan, I've got a new idea. Seeing as this is in space, right? Can I be a water bear, also known as a tardigrade, right? Technically a bear. I'm just putting it out there. Can survive space. Huh?
Yeah, but it's like that big. Well, I say that big. In fact, hang on, it's like
okay. There is a slight size issue, but size doesn't matter, right? So I can be a tardigrade. Chris, what have you got?
Anton, in this circumstance, size does matter.
Okay.
But so Anton, run me through your bear ?
My bear is a raccoon called Fitzberg. And they wear a sombrero for unexplained reasons, perhaps because they liked it.
Okay.
But I'm keeping the tardigrade idea in the background. Just putting it.
Just on the download.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my backup character.
So as a raccoon, what's your descriptor?
Descriptor is.
So if you roll a d6, that will give you an idea of your descriptor.
Okay, let's go with it. Let's go. 3. What does that give me?
Okay, so you're a retired raccoon, and what is your role in the gang?
Oh, I'm the brains, Dan. I'm the brains, obviously.
You're the brains. Okay.
You're playing up to that well at the moment, Anton. Keep it going, pal.
Yeah. But I'm retired. I'm a retired raccoon, so it's getting a bit slow, but we're there.
Gotcha. Okay, so Fitzberg, the retired raccoon brains of the operation.
Sounds right.
Very, very good. And next along, Chris. Hello.
Hello.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Hello, mate. I'm Davey.
Davey. Hello, Davey.
Davey's
Davey?
a grizzly bit of muscle.
Oh wow. Okay.
Grizzly muscle. Very, very good.
Roll for my descriptor. I'm washed up. That's perfect.
You're a washed up grizzly muscle.
What does washed up entail?
Well, I used to be a bit of a barbarian, you see. But nowadays, I just look down for the dives to go in, looking for any sow who'll take me.
Yeah, you're barely hanging on. I get it.
Plus 1 point for Anton. Beautiful. So we have Davey. Next up is Carl. Hello. Who is your bear?
I'm a boogie. I'm an unhinged black bear. I'm the face of the operation, it seems.
Very good. Okay, so Boogie, the unhinged black bear face. And last but not least, hello, Matthew.
Hello.
Who is your bear?
So I'm playing Manuka, or Uncle, as everyone calls him. He is an incompetent sun bear who is trying to make his way as a thief. I have this lovely fez and waistcoat to be slightly eccentric.
Marvelous. Okay, so as a sun bear, you're good at sensing honey, which is going to come in very handy. Carl, Boogie is very good at climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Davy's very good at terrifying.
That's right.
And Anton, you are good at carnage.
Okay.
So this is all grand. So we have our bears, as I say, they're currently being shuttled at high velocity towards a space station that Honeycon 2017 is being held on. But as the consummate professionals that you are, we have to appreciate that whilst our hats are incredible, they're not quite enough to pass inspection by the humans that will be on this space station. So with a metallic click, a vault of human clothing opens, and the 4 of you have been instructed to reach in and grab out your disguises. So we'll start with you first, Anton. If I can get you to roll 4d6 for me, please, and that will determine what you've just pulled out of your the disguise kit.
Okay. Dun dun dun. Okay. Is it the total that's important? I got a 16.
It will be. So you've rolled a 4 and a 6. So that is a black and white striped trench coat.
Okay. Fantastic.
And a 4 and a 2. That is a black leather knee-length skirt.
Lovely. Skirt.
Yeah. I think I look good. This will work.
You look mighty nice in that.
Yeah. This is what they wear.
So, arguably, I suppose the black and white striped trench coat goes really well with your furring. So that's handy. So you have a human believability score of 16.
Is that good?
Which may come in handy or not later. So you may now choose an accessory, but it is optional. If you wish, you can roll an additional d6.
100% I want an accessory. Okay. I think I'm retired, so I'd like a cane. 4!
A 4. You don't grab a cane, but you do pull out a top hat and monocle.
It goes
adds
over
plus-
your sombrero.
which adds 1 to your human believability score, taking you up to 17.
Top hat and monocle.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Okay, so next up, Chris. Davey reaches into the crate of clothes and pulls out.
Well, now.
Oh, okay. So a 1 and a 5 is a fluorescent yellow jumper.
Oh god.
And a black leather Y fronts.
What is it?
You don't seem that scary anymore, Davey.
This is what the firm wear when we go down and deal with things, all right?
Sorry.
Beautiful.
What is a Y front?
Pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Budgie
Great.
smugglers.
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
I'm
Black leather
gonna
budgie smugglers.
I'm gonna pull it extra tight and make it into a thong.
Perfect.
Right up my bare backside.
So currently you have a human believability score of 11. That seems much too low for that ensemble. But you would you like to reach in and grab an accessory?
Well, it's not Friday night, so I think I'd better. This isn't quite the clubland that I'm used to.
Okay, go. So a 6. You polish off this this mighty ensemble with a set of cool shades. So that gives you plus 3,
Fantastic.
which brings you up to 14. The shades make it. Okay, wonderful. Next up, Carl, what is Boogie wearing?
Oh, let's have a look and see.
A 3-3. So Boogie pulls out a powder blue and frilly tuxedo jacket.
Powder blue and frilly. I dig it.
And then you pull out a black leather knickerbockers.
Oh dear.
So as you fit those on, do you want to gamble on the accessory? Everyone's done well so far.
Yeah, let's have a look and see.
A 3. Okay. You're feeling good about this. So you reach in and produce a badge, which you slam onto your lapel. Would it be a lapel for a bear or like a shoulder? Either way, it's on the lapel, and this badge says "Bear and Proud."
Son of a bee.
Unfortunately, that's a -3, so your score of 13
Oh,
drops
God.
to a 10.
So the raccoon is currently the most believable human.
Currently, somehow.
At the top.
This badge I think's perfect. No one's gonna suspect me.
It's ironic. Last up, Uncle Manuka. What did you reach for? Okay, so a 3 and a 4. You pull out a powder blue and frilly t-shirt.
Okay.
And pair that with some blue denim Y fronts
Nice.
for a total of 13. And are you going for an accessory?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
What do you get?
A 5. Okay, so to go with your powder blue and frilly t-shirt and your blue denim Y fronts, you pop on a beautiful blonde wig, +2, which brings you up to a 15. Marvelous.
Nice.
Okay, so
So the face operation is the least believable.
correct. As all
Manuka looks pretty good.
Any human that happens to see you will be rolling to see if they can see through your expert human disguises or not. Which obviously they won't because you're consummate professionals.
Whoa. Where did all the bears go? I only see humans.
So,
Has anybody got any chafe cream for this thong?
so next up, we have our bears, we have our operatives. So now we need to figure out some of the details about the convention. So we know that the convention itself is on a space station floating around the Ursa Minor constellation. But what you've heard as you read through your mission briefing is that the organizer of the convention is known to be maybe too obsessed with honey.
Okay.
And the prize that you're looking for,
Must be honey, right? This is honey heist.
so at the convention there is a lot of honey,
Nice.
but specifically what you're after
Space honey.
is
Star honey.
quite appropriately. Your target, your prize, is Miss Universe 2017, an especially attractive bee.
We
Okay,
want to
so
steal the bee that makes the best honey, is that right?
You're after this
Exactly.
very, very attractive bee.
Nick Universe
And-
2017.
17.
Don't worry. Look at this jumper. How could she not be attracted to me? It's so bright and fluorescent.
So bright fluorescent. That would actually be quite attractive to
Yeah.
a bee, wouldn't it?
Kind of looks like a
Um,
flower.
So you are warned in your briefing that the defenses that stand in your way will be electronically locked doors and a CCTV network.
Okay.
CCTV.
So we have all of this in mind as a ship comes into dock. To very quickly run through the rules. This is a very, very simple to run game. All of your respective bears all have 2 stats, bear and criminal. For all intents and purposes, it is a sliding scale. You start at the middle on 3 apiece. If ever, basically, as we go through the game, there will become points where the outcome is in question, at which point we will roll a d6. We will decide whether the action in question is a bear action or a criminal action, and the goal is to roll equal to or under the respective stat. So if you are currently 4 bear and you're trying to do a bear thing, you need to roll 4 or less. Very easy. If your lowest roll is a 6, there will be a complication that I'll add into the mix.
Right.
If you're doing something that your bear lineage is particularly good at, then you roll 2d6. I should warn you that you never go full bear. Or full criminal, for that matter. If you happen to become full criminal or full bear, you will either turn coat and betray the party,
Oh dear.
or you will bear out and go on a rampage. You can, however, influence your state of mind. So if at any point you can call a flashback to where you and the boys were in the back room of a seedy, smoky bar planning out the heist, and you can move 1 point from bear to criminal. Alternatively, if you find and consume a vast amount of honey, you can move from criminal to bear.
Okay.
So,
That's about right. We're bear criminals on a space station.
bear criminals, yes.
Sounds pretty good.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds great. So, as your space shuttle comes into dock and you feel the shuttle jerk around you in this kind of gloomy interior, and you hear a hiss of gas as the airlocks kind of align themselves. Who would like to begin the honey heist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me? Everyone?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as the door to your shuttle kind of opens, the 4 of you boldly step out into the gleaming bright lights of the artificial kind of daylight overhead, which you may or may not know is made up of a number of relatively cheap fluorescent bulb tubes. But ahead of you is what appears to be sort of the arrivals hangar, if you will. It's currently thrumming with activity as people are kind of getting off of their respective shuttles and just kind of mingling about. And ahead, you can see people kind of queuing up, ready to go into the exhibition and convention halls of HoneyCon 2017. So the people are queuing up to go in through gates. You can see a number of security guards. You can see that there is a significant number of CCTV cameras dotted about, and people have been kind of scanned. And for every scan that's kind of goes green, a electric door kind of opens up and closes to let one of the guests in. You know that your target is Miss Universe 2017, which is a beautiful queen bee. But as you kind of look around, besides the kind of the natural chill of the void of space, Uncle Manuka, you can feel the presence of thousands of tons of honey on the other side of these electric doors in the main convention hall. So you know that the first step is to get through security. What do you do?
Should we gather round?
Yes.
I was thinking that if Boogie pulls out crayon drawings of a VIP pass.
Yeah.
We could use these to bypass security.
All right, fellas, we need a plan. So, what are your specialties? Dave, what have you got? What can you do when you get past this?
I'll terrify him and tell him that I'm a bear influencer in it.
All right, that's a pretty good plan. Manuka, what you got?
Oh, it smells so wonderful in here. Can you guys smell that?
I know, but let's stay on target. Stay on target. Manuka, come back here. What is the plan? You don't have one?
I'm not really the plan guy.
Listen, guys, let's do the VIP plan. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay, well, listen, we got a pass. You got one pass, you got 4. How's it gonna work?
He sort of like pulls a crayon out and just adds +4 to it. And tries drawing the barcode.
Hold on. 1 + 4. Are you sure that's right?
It's Boogie. He's unhinged. Doesn't matter.
You're very good at drawing, Boogie.
Hey, listen, Dave. This hat is actually kind of too big for me.
And the top hat actually covers Fitzberg, so he can actually hide inside the hat.
Dave, just wear me as a hat. I'll just stay inside the hat whilst you go through, all right?
Do I look like I wear a top hat?
Listen, let's not fight over this. Wear the damn hat.
No.
All right, Boogie, you're wearing the hat.
Yeah, put the hat on me, buddy.
All right.
I get in the hat and I climb onto Boogie and I sit down.
Okay, very, very good.
While you're up there, can you just scratch the top of my head?
You're asking for too much, buddy.
You want in this honey heist or not, buddy?
Listen to the instructions. That's all I gotta say. I've been in this business too long.
I think maybe if we just ask them real nice, they'll let us through.
All right, up to you guys.
Why don't we try the passes first, and if it doesn't work, then Davey can do his roar.
Sounds like a plan. You hear the top hat.
We'll use that as a backup.
It's a very good roar, Davey.
Okay,
Thanks.
so in which case, so the 4 of you approach the VIP queue, which is significantly shorter than the general admission queue. And you see like a number of people glance over at the 4 of you as you kind of plod along the hangar towards a VIP booth. No one pays you that much attention because I think everyone just kind of descends into a bit of a fugue state when they're waiting to go into an exhibition hall, don't they?
It's the queue for the queue.
Yeah, the queue for the queue. As you approach the VIP booth, you see one of the attendants kind of turn to look at you, and they're wearing a giant bear costume. With like you can just see a squished face looking through the mouth of this bear, and they kind of look up and down, raise an eyebrow, and Boogie, are you presenting these passes?
It's just like holding them between his 2 bare hands, like.
Okay, so that sounds distinctly criminal to me.
Forging documents?
So-
Yeah, probably criminal.
Are you doing anything face specific?
It's trying to be like, big bear grin, as he offers it.
Sure. Okay, so roll me 2d6, and we need a 3 or less.
Son of a...
Oh no! So
What do you
a
get?
4 and a 6. So as you roll that, the attendant takes the passes and looks at them curiously and, oh gee, I don't really think these are these for last year's convention. I can't. And he's looking around. He's not entirely convinced. Carl,
Oh,
man,
Davey,
didn't-
we've been rubbled. Kill him.
No, do you not see this bright jumper? We're here for the Miss Universe 2017. We're a security. How else do you think big burly bears like us three are going to be able to get through? You better let us through or there'll be hell to pay with your VIP there.
And this is all grumbling, right? Because we don't
It's all
see.
just like...
as you say that, yeah, I will very quickly step in, and that's what you all heard.
Yes.
But bears can't. You're not a talking bear per se, but you can sort of mangle human speech through your bear mouth, maybe? Question mark. So yeah, that was very.
Was that their bare lip? The way they sort of like...
So off the back of this, so Carl, you've gone along the bear route.
Yeah.
So you're now 4 bear. Chris, you're using your terrify, I assume.
Yes.
So yeah, please roll me 2d6.
You sound like the guy in, is it Hot Fuzz? With all the policemen in Somerset? Or the weapons cache.
I was going to say Batman.
Batman.
Okay, so a 1. Brilliant. So, as you kind of stand up on your hind legs and start waving your bear claws around, the attendant, oh geez, and then just kind of hand you the passes, steps to the side, and you watch as the electronic door kind of slides open. So you make it kind of through the entrance, and you find yourselves in the convention center. Whereas the hangar felt kind of industrial, a little bit kind of clinical industrial. This space, this hall you find yourself in, is vibrant in color, smells, visuals. They're just, everything is kind of catching your eye. Uncle Manuka, you feel a little bit of dribble come out the corner of your mouth as you can smell and sense all that honey.
Hey, where do we get to? I can't see a thing in here. Pretty dark.
Oh.
Whoa!
So, as the 3 of you on your pass for 5 make it through into the exhibition hall. Yeah, so you can see a number of people kind of wandering about. You realize that this place is sprawling. And there's a number of places that you could go. You know from your planning that Miss Universe 2017 is due to be unveiled on the main stage at some point in the convention.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you have it in approximately 1 hour. So I suppose you have your plan is very critically timed. So I guess part of your plan is to decide whether you're going to nab the bee when she's on stage or ahead of time, or maybe after. Completely up to you. But as you look around, so you can see a number of attractions. There seems to be that all the various exhibition halls showcasing different types of honey, different flavors, and these are all kind of the latest, the cutting edge of genetically modified honeys.
All right, Manuka, we gotta find where the queen bee is. Got an idea?
You know what? She could be in any of these honey pots. I really think I ought to thoroughly search each one.
No, listen. Use your nose. Use your nose, Manuka.
It's really more of a tongue thing. I'm going to have to taste them.
All right, lick everything. Everybody, start licking.
I'd look around for free samples and start enjoying myself.
Sure. Okay. Well, as you head over to one of the like over to the side, you see a stand that looks a bit more kind of prominent, like it's had some more money thrown at it than some of the other stands. And you notice that it's the honeys on display have all been, I say, genetically modified to have special effects, but these are all kind of they're referred to as like experience honeys. And
got some CBD honey there.
there are six honeys on show, and the one of them that catches your eye is labeled clear honey. And when you look at it in this little glass jar, you can see sort of that it's got the texture of honey, but it is entirely see-through.
Oh.
And you watch as someone gets a little dab of the taste of honey and tries it, and they turn invisible.
Boogie looks to the side and then looks to Uncle and is like, "It's a shame I'm a bear and can't read." and he puts his face into the clear honey.
Are you just walking up and taking the clear honey?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That sounds quite
Bear. I'm back on your head in the hat, by the way. That's where I hide.
Okay. So yeah, if you're heading up to the stand, you just got to barging through the queues. You see one of the attendants kind of smile to you, and then as you just stick your face into this vat of clear honey, roll me a bear roll. A 3. Okay, so the plan goes off without a hitch. So you move back towards criminal. So as the rest of you watch as as Boogie just disappears.
Now, presumably, myself and the top hat do not disappear, right?
Correct. There is currently a floating top hat with what appear to be the pads of 2 raccoon feet, just slightly hanging out the bottom of them.
Whoa! Whoa!
And there's a ooh from the crowd as Boogie vanishes. As the rest of you look around, you notice that there are a number of other honeys as well. You watch as one person takes a mouthful of honey, coughs and splutters, and then begins fire breathing. One person eats some honey and then looks at a target downrange and zaps it with some laser eyes. You see one person eat some honey, get into what looks like a glorified hamster wheel, and they begin running super fast. One person eats honey, is led away from the crowd, is given a spoonful of honey, and they expand in size 8 times.
Wow.
And a 6th person eats some honey and begins floating.
Maybe I think it might be time for me to warm up these paws of mine.
Yeah.
And,
Fellas, we're looking for the best honey, remember? Because that'd be the one from the queen bee. So taste them all and tell us which one's the best.
So Manuka's going to use the distraction created by Boogie disappearing to try and palm some of the honey's jars off the table.
Okay.
He's not particularly going after a particular one, but just thinking that these might be useful later, but he doesn't want to eat them now.
Sure.
So he's going to try and steal them.
That sounds quite criminal. Are you just going to go for the full buffet of all 5?
He's going to try and scoop as many as he can into his pockets while everyone's looking at Boogie. Or whether
That sounds very criminal, and you're a thief, so roll me a 2d6.
Yeah. Cool.
A 6 and a 2. You are currently criminal 3, so that is a success. So whilst everyone's going ooh and looking at the space, the now floating hat with some raccoon feet, you manage to just kind of slide all of these the 5 remaining honey pots into your pocket.
Yeah, I've got pockets in my. Oh no, I've got my denim wife ones. I suppose they'll have to go in there.
In your denim wife ones, beautiful.
I'll hobby back towards Davey.
Sure.
Wait, Uncle, do you know why polar bears have fur coats?
No, I don't. Tell me, Davey.
Because they look bad in ski jackets. Come on.
Good one.
I'm not sure I get it.
I liked it. It was good.
As this is all happening, you so you've managed to acquire some sample honeys, which all appear to give you some degree of superpower. As you look around, so besides there's lots of stuff in this exhibition. There we go. But as I say, you do notice that there are still a number of CCTV cameras. So, Davey, you notice that there is a camera that's kind of turning on a nearby post to look at the commotion caused by the now invisible boogie.
Okay. Davey has a plan for that.
Yes.
He will go up surreptitiously to the laser shooting honey.
Yes.
And while it's looking over there for Boogie, he will take some and try and shoot the camera.
Okay. So as you head up to, so you can see Uncle Manuka just kind of with big bare arms, just shoveling honey into some Y-fronts.
My son.
That he's wearing. There is a pot of laser eye honey left over. To nab that, I will require a criminal roll.
1d6, yeah?
Correct. Yes. 3. That is good enough. So as you grab the honey, you and just kind of, I mean, probably eat the jar along with it, don't you? But Uncle Manuka, you watch as Davy's eyes begin burning bright red, and as you look up to the CCTV camera with a pew, 2 bolts of lasers fly out your eyes, hit the camera, and burst it.
Nice.
The camera goes limp, as they always seem to do for some inexplicable reason, and occasional sparks coming out of it.
Nice one, Dave.
So, you with that all in tow. So, Anton, Fitzberg is currently. You look down.
Yeah.
And you realise that you're floating.
Yeah.
But it's also dawned on you that whilst you have these honeys, you're not really kind of any closer to your goal.
Yeah. So these young bears don't know what they're doing. I know. I've been in the game long enough. I know exactly what to do.
So Pittsburgh, look, they're all looking at me dance.
Right. Give me the flying honey. Give me the levitate honey. And he's gonna take the levitate
rummaging around in the Y-fronts and
give me the right one. And he's out of the top. Right, and he'll dip his fingers in the jar. They go and eat some of the flying honey. All right, I'm gonna go scout for the queen bee. We'll see which stand has the most people. That's probably the one we need to get to. Right. I'll be up there. I'll let you know using hand signals. All right. And
it's okay. I'll make hand signals back.
Scratch his head.
He'll start holding onto the hat above his head, and maybe start floating. I don't know. Do I float?
Okay. So you're eating. Okay, right. So as you,
or maybe he's inside the hat, reversed it, and he's just like in a little flying
helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone watches as this. What? Hang on. So are you in your sombrero? You're just in a floating sombrero now.
No, I don't have a sombrero. I have a top hat.
You have a top hat. Well, I think you have both. Actually,
right?
You have a top hat on your sombrero.
The top hat came as part of your extra wardrobe.
Yeah, okay. Well, either or. I don't know. Maybe I'm wearing the top hat and I'm actually levitating on the sombrero like a flying saucer. And I'm using the monocle that I have as like a magnifying glass to see far away. Right.
Okay. So as you eat the honey and you start floating up, everyone just looks up and because you're on a space station. So I guess a flying saucer isn't actually that out of the ordinary.
Yes. I know how to not stick up.
So as I watch these 2 hats stacked kind of start floating up into the air, Fitzberg, you kind of have a little look around, and from your vantage point up here, you can see that there are a number of other sections. So you're in the exhibition halls at the moment with all sorts of honeys. There's a main stage in this kind of the center of the convention. It's kind of closed off at the moment. There's a big curtain around it, and they're not letting people in. You can see they're setting up. There also appears to be a section that is filled with novelty-shaped topiaries. There is a theme park nearby, like a space honey themed theme park, and you can see like a big laser tag arena. There appears to be a sensory deprivation wing, where it's like a big bubble, and you can just see people just floating.
Wow. Okay.
Just kind of
So what is a topiary?
So it's basically like a botanical garden of sculpted bushes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So yeah, you could, but a lot of them are kind of space themed. So you see one bush, and somehow they've just kind of sculpted it into the shape of Saturn with the ring of kind of leaves around it.
Okay. But none of this seems to indicate. I'm trying to see where the crowd is, right? Because this is a honeycon. So wherever the crowd is, that's like where the best stuff is, and therefore the queen bee must be there, right?
Well, so the crowd currently is primarily in the exhibition halls, as you know, most of them are only recently arrived. You do see that, there is a prolific amount of CCTV. There are a prolific amount of closed electronic doors. So you suspect that there's some sort of like back area or security section where perhaps, given that the main stage is being set up, you suspect that the Queen, so Miss Universe 2017, is probably elsewhere at the moment, perhaps backstage, and then she'll be kind of chaperoned onto stage so she can buzz around in front of the gathered crowds, and then kind of led away. Right. So you kind of get the feeling that if you want to grab her before her like big stage reveal, then perhaps you go backstage, but you also appreciate that you can't currently get through the electronic doors discreetly.
So maybe I want to get to a security room, right?
Quite possibly, yes. You can see a number of security guards kind of ambling about with like taser batons.
Yeah. Can I shout down to Dave?
You can.
All right, Dave, we need to get one of them security guards.
Watcher. All right, which one?
Listen, any of them. Try and steal the thingamajig, for the door.
All of them?
Yeah, whatever.
All of them, of course.
Get one of them. We need to get backstage to see the cameras and then the queen bee. I got the plan. Don't worry, I thought about it.
Hang on, you shouted this from like 20 foot in the air.
Yeah.
Right,
security guards are all watching, are they?
I'll look over to Uncle Manuka. I don't reckon he's a bear, Too mouthy. Gonna slap some sense into that little shit later on.
As this raccoon in a floating raccoon in a flying saucer hat setup starts shouting down to you, Davey. You notice one of the attendants looks away from like the commotion and kind of looks at you for a moment and looks you up and down because you're just talking up to this floating hat. And they look at you for a moment and go, Wait a minute. You're
not a honey enthusiast.
They tap you on the shoulder and, excuse me, sir. I just wanted to check if you're a human or not. And they roll a 15, so they seem suspicious of your species.
Well, as it's 2017, yes. Davey would turn around and try and do the Fortnite dance as a bear.
Yeah, okay.
Is it like a floss? The floss, right?
That sounds I mean, that sounds criminal. That sounds utterly criminal to do any dances from
That
four.
dance is criminal.
Bears dance all the time.
Boogie's dancing right now. Everyone's looking at me.
What are we thinking? Does that sound bear? Does that sound like a bear dance or a criminal dance?
It's definitely a criminal. I'm trying to be fraudulent here. It's definitely criminal.
Definitely criminal. Okay, right. So you can.
I'm doing it with a big bear.
With a bear grin. Okay, yeah, sure, go for it. Roll me a d6 to see if you can convince this stall attendant of your humanity.
If you dance
Should
well
say-
enough, you're part of the show.
My teeth are all good because I'm not a molar bear, so it's all okay.
Oh no, a 6. Okay.
Ah!
So it's all going to plan until you and bare your bare fangs at this attendant. The attendant screams, falls over, pots of honey smashed to the ground. So the plan didn't go to plan, so you become more bare. But as you rolled a 6, the commotion, like in the commotion, Fitzberg, you can see that there's a number of security looking over and beginning to head over in your direction. Whilst
Nice
that's
one, Dave.
happening,
They're coming your way.
Boogie, you're currently doing a dance that no one can see. But you can see that there's kind of 2 security officers kind of heading over, and they're all universally balding, old, and girthy around the waist. They all look like they prefer sprinting to long distance running. But what do you do in this moment?
Boogie sees him coming over. It's like more fans, and he gets in basically right in front of them. Like, look at me! Not realizing he's still invisible, or that the invisibility is the thing. So fundamentally, they're gonna hopefully run into him full force, and they just bounce off him.
Sure. I mean, you're not really doing anything, so I won't ask for a roll. But yeah, Davey, you look up and you watch these security guards like, ooh, and they start kind of jogging over to the disturbance, and then they just boom, boom into something presumably very soft and fuzzy. But then every time they're like stepping from side to side to try and get round, and you can just see this. There's no hat anymore, is there?
No,
You're
hat's
completely invisible. So as you just kind of shuffle from side to side doing your dance, you just manage to capture, block these 2 security guards.
I imagine he does a Baloo chest bump playing.
So in which case, you knock these 2 security guards on their asses, and between the 4 of you, as more security beginning to descend, but you bought yourself some time. What are you doing? Because I should also point out that honey you've eaten, it's beginning to make your tummies grumble a little bit.
Ooh.
So is the attendant on the floor still screaming and looking at David?
She has legged it from the stand, having been terrified by this grinning person that looks suspiciously like a grizzly bear, in a proper goat simulator, flappy arms kind of way.
And can I see anybody else in a giant bear costume, like the guy that we saw on the way through?
Absolutely.
Is there a secluded area out on the convention floor, like behind a stall anywhere?
So there are. So the exhibition's quite busy. You reckon what's the plan here?
I want to get one of them behind a stall, knock them out, and then get myself into a bear costume.
Nice.
So you're going to be a bear dressed as a human, dressed as a bear.
Bearception.
In which case there absolutely is. In fact, you watch one of the staff attendants dressed in one of the big bear suits somehow squeeze into one of the portaloos that's kind of hanging about for business.
Is that in a secluded area, or like is it with a bunch of others, or like?
It's a pair of two, just kind of off on the way. So you watch. There's no real queue because the crowd haven't fully gotten into the convention yet. So there's no kind of queue, but you just watch as this guy just kind of heads into this port. It's a large portaloo.
Okay, I will
Portaloo.
Gently move the portaloo, because I'm quite big and strong as a grizzly bear, into behind the area.
Yeah.
Trying not to knock it over, so it's sort of a little bit further away and out of the way, and then just wait for him to open the door on hind legs.
Okay, so I should. Okay, so as you do this, so you head over to the portaloo. As you get closer, you can hear like a soft, like a melodic whistling coming from inside the loo, interspersed with the occasional sounds of the turning of newspaper pages.
Is he whistling the bare necessities?
Yeah,
100% is. That we can't replicate for copyright reasons. But as
not if we sing it out of tune.
It's quite. But between the portaloo and the chap inside and the bear suit, it's probably quite heavy. So using your physical presence, like your physical prowess, I would argue give me a bear check to see if you're able to kind of wander off like you're carrying a log to the river. Very good. Okay, so with a 2, you pick up this portaloo and you wander it over to a dark, secluded corner. You notice that some of the other sections of the exhibition, like of the convention, aren't particularly crowded. So you're close enough that you could take him to the topiary section, or
let's do it behind a particularly large topiary.
Okay, cool. So you take the portaloo behind the portaloo-shaped tree. And as you...
That's convenient, isn't it?
Yeah, very convenient.
It's a topiary of a portaloo with a guy in a bear suit coming out of it.
So you plonk it down, and you hear a little moment of silence. You hear a bloop, and then a flush. And there's a good 20 seconds of hand washing, because personal hygiene and in these times are very important.
Happy birthday twice.
Yes, exactly. And as the door opens, you see this guy kind of with a bear head under his arm in a full bear suit, and he just looks up to you as you stir to full height. And what's happening?
I'm gonna headbutt him.
Nice.
Okay, that sounds like another bear roll.
Awesome.
You're gonna headbutt him with your mouth open.
I make it a terrifying headbutt, so I'm growling as I do it.
Yeah, absolutely. 2d6. 2d6 if you're terrifying.
Thank
Okay.
goodness.
Yeah.
So you bonk and smack this guy square in the head. He's the guy donk as he takes a blow, and as he falls backwards into the portaloo, he's knocked out unconscious, and he's out cold for long enough that you're able to just pick up the bear suit, just rattle it, and he just falls out the neck hole into the loo, and you're able to close the door. And you now
finish it off. I will put the portaloo onto the floor so it's sideways along, so horizontal, and turn it over so the door of the portaloo is facing down to the floor.
Perfect.
Poor guy.
In which case, as you do that,
all the chemicals going to leak out. He's going to come out blue.
At least he flushed.
Well, no one will believe him, will they?
True.
Okay, so as you bonk, turn this portaloo over, you now have a fully functional bear suit.
Awesome. I will get into that fully functional bear suit if it fits me.
It doesn't, but you can make it.
I will. I'm trying to think. What about in terms of size? Obviously, I'm quite a big grizzly bear. You've got a big black bear there as well. Are we thinking Uncle Manuka here? Would he fit as a sun bear? Is he most likely to fit?
I mean, if you wanted to wear it, you can definitely fit. You just might muffin top a little bit.
Oh, I've never been bothered about that.
Which is fine because you're a bear, and therefore
I'm at a convention. There's bound to be muffin tops everywhere.
I would love it if it's like a suit of a grizzly bear, so it just kind of just blends in anyway.
I'll do that, and I'm going to specifically take off the bright yellow top that I'm wearing as well.
Okay.
And I'll also take off the shades, so I look like a bear within a bear suit.
Gotcha. Okay.
And are there any? Can I see any costume competitions at this convention for later on as well?
You do. So on your way to the Portaloos, you did see an order of events, and yes, the cosplay competition is happening just before the unveiling of Miss Universe 2017.
Perfect. I will find my way back to Uncle Manuka, since the other bear is in the sky and the other one I can't see.
Sure. So between the four of you, as Davey kind of returns, what's the next step of your plan? Because it's starting to get a bit hot around the exhibition area.
Fitzburg got a plan.
Yeah.
All right. Forget about the security guard plan. I got a new one. We're gonna go Botanical Garden. Why? You tell me. That's where the queen bee is. What do bees do when they hang out? They go to the garden. That's where we gotta be.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
I told you.
I didn't even understand the first plan.
Don't worry about it. We moved on. We're moving on.
Changing plans.
We're changing plans. We're improvising. I'm the brains here. Don't worry.
I mean,
Has anyone seen Boogie?
Right next to you, literally right next to you, you're here.
Who's Boogie?
I'm here!
Oh, God.
The last bear that did that to me didn't have his arms. Because he's got 4 legs.
All right.
Right now, I don't have arms at all. I don't have a body to go with.
All right, let's get to the garden.
Okay, so you're heading to the garden. So I should step in just for everyone's benefit. Are you planning on trying to swipe the queen bee before the stage show? Or,
I believe
there was a plan.
Well, the queen bee is obviously in the garden, Dan, right? Because that's where bees are. So we're gonna get them there when we find her.
Even if she's in the dressing room or something, if we just cover ourselves with flowers, then maybe she'll come with us.
Oi,
Yeah,
listen.
I like the way you're thinking. I like it.
Boogie, since you're wherever you are, put this over you, and holds out the yellow fluorescent jumper. Now,
Yeah, we can see where you are now.
Just a floating
queen
yellow
bee.
person.
they'll love that. We'll smear it with some honey. Don't eat it. We'll smear it with some honey, and then she'll come flying over to you.
You know what?
Who could resist such a specimen?
We get us some flowers. Good idea.
Okay, very good. So, so in that case, the four of you head towards the Botanical Topiary Gardens, and as you kind of slink away, so what we've got a grizzly bear in a bear suit, we've got a floating fluorescent jacket, we've got a sun bear with clanking Y fronts, and we've got a floating raccoon.
Have I come down now or not yet? Or am I just... do I have to doggy paddle to actually move in the air?
If I'm still invisible.
I'll throw him as a frisbee towards the topiary.
Very good. So, as you all arrive, you kind of enter into the topiary area. The three of you look at this very curious-looking bench that's just next to this kind of portaloo-shaped tree on your left that kind of bumps and rumbles and every so often.
Don't worry about that.
As you head further in, sure enough, on one of the one of the trees looks like so it's basically a flower made of flowers, like a big flower tree, if you will. And sure, you can see that there's a number of sort of like synthetic bugs and bees kind of buzzing and fluttering around, but you notice that there's no queen bee as such, not right now. But as the convention's kind of carrying on, some people are starting to filter into this topiary, and they're just kind of like looking at a tree of a toucan with 4 legs for some bizarre reason.
AI generated.
Yeah, really garbled hands. And yeah, as you look around, I say there's still more. There are still CCTVs around, not as many as on the exhibition hall. But what do you guys want to do?
We need flowers.
Let's find some flowers.
Maybe one of us needs to distract those bees, otherwise we're going to get covered in stings.
I reckon I could take a few hits from bees.
Yeah.
Not got very big hands.
So, I just to add to it, as I mentioned earlier, those of you who've eaten honey, you notice that your tummies have been grumbling more and more since you ate the honey. And as you see this glorious tree made of flowers, shaped like a flower in front of you, the grumbling reaches a crescendo in your respective stomachs. And with an audible pop, Anton.
Yo.
Fitzberg.
Yeah.
Hurtles to the ground. As your floatingness appears to stop. The 3 of you watch as Fitzberg collides with the ground. And then you all look at each other as the 3 of you begin to float instead. And as you look around, you notice that like a nearby bin is also beginning to float, and it seems that everything in an area around Fitzberg is now flying instead.
You silly little slag! What have you done?
Hey, listen, didn't do anything. Not my fault.
Chris, as Davey turns to shout at Fitzberg, you kind of like you pull an angry face. You feel your eyelids expand and swell up to such a point where you once had laser sight, now you have no sight, so you are currently blind.
Oh, wow.
I'll take the shades off that I'm wearing, like, what's going on here?
Carl, Boogie, you're looking around like you're just a floating neon coat, but with a pop, you reappear, and it appears that you've as you reappear, your fur is now the same color neon as the jacket you are wearing. So now you're very easy to see. And Matt, have you? Wait, did you?
I don't think I've eaten anything actually.
You haven't eaten some honey. Okay, so Uncle Manuka, you just watch. Yeah, as you now have a fluorescent Boogie, a blind Davy, and you're floating as well as everyone else because of Fitzberg. And as this happens, I say people are starting to come in. You're starting to draw some attention, but just chucking that in there. What do you do? Getting some flowers.
Is this part of the plan? Is this the new plan or the old plan?
No, this is all part of the plan. Got it, kid. Listen, I'm in the business a long time. Go grab that tree with the flowers. Go get him. You guys, just hang out.
Yeah, he'll do what he's told. He'll start gently trying to swim over to the flowers.
Boogie's trying to hit a light beam to try and create a disco effect.
What's going on? Who turned out the lights? Come back here, I'll have you, sunshine.
Okay.
If Fitzberg moves, do they move? Like with?
It seems so. Basically, it seems like everything in your immediate area, which was basically these 3, and a bin that's just kind of turned upside down and kind of just floating away uncontrollably. That they seem to be the only ones that have been affected. So Anton, you realise that you like it's really difficult for you to move. Like you feel really heavy, but everything around you is also floating. Uncle Manuka, as you try to swim towards this tree. Now, swimming is a very natural bear thing, I would argue. They're very proficient swimmers, right?
Yeah.
So roll me a bear check.
Okay, I need a 1 or a 2 here, people.
Oh.
As you float, you try to
Lovely.
like swim towards the tree, but there's nothing to push off of, so you just end up doing the breaststroke, just kind of in midair. You get a bit more frustrated, so you become more bear off the back of that failure. But you see some people like, ooh, looking at this floating breaststroking person? Question mark. Who else is trying a thing? It seems that you need to get to this tree and then potentially harvest the flowers to create a bee-attracting flower.
It's my eyelids that are puffed up, yeah?
Yeah, so fundamentally you're blind at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to try and pierce my eyelids with my bear claws to try and let the blood and everything else that has pierced, that has grown up, I'm going to let it come out like pimples.
Oh, blimey.
Oh no.
Okay.
That took a turn.
roll.
Got one.
Dave,
I'd say this is rather terrifying.
Dave, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Shut up, you little slag.
Hey, listen.
I mean, that I would argue that this is almost like a mauling. Wait, sorry. Are you trying to do it delicately, or are you just clawing at your face?
Definitely.
Okay, right. So yeah, roll me a bear check. You're
This
trying
is
to
terrifying.
pop your eyelids. So this is very terrifying. Yeah, roll me 2d6. Okay, so you manage to maul your own face, and you feel a relief around your eyes. For everyone else, you watch as Davey just like all this honey looking pus just dribbling down the fur on his face.
That feels bad.
You have to like hold your eyelids up because they've kind of gone saggy. It's like loose skin. At the
No
moment.
problem. I will get my sunglasses out and prop my eyelids on top of, like that. So it allowed me to demonstrate. So like this, on top,
Right.
so that I can see.
Listen, guys, Dave's gone full bear. I don't know how to say it.
Cool. So you can see, at the very least, whilst you're doing that, horrified, Pittsburgh, what are you doing?
I'm trying to move towards the flowers, and I don't know if I move, or can I move? And if I move, do they move with me? Like a small
don't.
solar system?
It seemed like it was a pulse, so it's made these three and the bin float.
But I'm still heavy.
You're still very, very heavy, so you can't. Well, you're heavy enough that fundamentally you can't move. Like you won't really be able to move around. Like you feel just really kind of leaden, like you're stuck to the ground.
Okay.
Go get the flowers. I'm thinking about the next step.
Okay. I mean, you can do a flashback to when you planned for this inevitability.
I'm still on 3-3, so I don't need a flashback.
No? Okay. With that said, Carl, what is Boogie doing? You're this floating neon green bear that's just kind of bobbing around.
Would you be a BM in this? The Bear Master? The BM Dan?
I am the BM, yes.
Oh, BM.
The BM. BM Dan, I'm assuming there's like novelty balloons and everything at this event.
There are.
I imagine there's someone walking through this opening right now holding one of these like novelty like honey pot balloons.
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old child.
Yeah. Boogie gives a quick swim. He grabs onto a balloon and just like gets carried along.
Okay.
But trying not to pop it with his like knife fingers because that's all
Right.
crazy. Bear's hands are knives.
If you're being very careful, that sounds very careful.
It's very careful.
Carl, if I could have a criminal check, please.
D6.
Oh! Okay, so that is a success. The plan went off without a hitch, so you become more criminal. So you just delicately grasp the side of this balloon with your big bare claws, and as you just like this kid is This kid kind of looks up to you and
Wait, you're fluorescent yellow, right? So you're just a fluorescent yellow
Yeah.
holding onto a balloon.
yes, a bit like a big fuzzy ball, holding onto the balloon, and the kid kind of
Just
cheers,
kicking,
and sort of
kicking
like,
his leg slightly.
yes, and the kid kind of skips along with you, and yeah, you're brought past this this tree, this flower tree of flowers. So are you detaching onto the tree, like, or
Yeah, I imagine like it's just like let goes and floats away. Like, oh, thank you.
so yeah, this kid skips along with his ice cream as you manage to get to the tree. Very, very good. So from where we all are, so Fitzberg, you're kind of rooted to the spot. There's a fluorescent bear attached to the top of this tree. Manuka is just kind of breaststroking in place, and Davey is just with honey-esque like pus streaming down his face, having just clawed at his own eyeballs. More people are starting to arrive. What now?
I think
Right.
Manuka's going to assist Boogie in trying to gather some flowers by because some birds have really long tongues, right?
Oh yeah. Maybe.
So my thinking is that being unable to actually get there, he's going to use his long tongue to try and bat the bees out of the way
Right. Okay.
as
Yeah.
as they presumably try and defend their flowers.
These
he's gonna
synthetic bees are beginning to swarm. You are correct. So sure.
Yeah, it's like a foot long. Their
it's
tongue.
massive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy hell! I don't know if that's more or less terrifying than the rest of the
is-
bear. But yeah, sure.
Utterly barbaric.
+1 for Carl. Cool. Okay, that sounds. I think that sounds bear.
Sounds bearish, doesn't it?
Like
It's bad.
Yeah. Okay.
weaponizing your bear tongue.
Oh, wow.
So need a 3 or less.
3 or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so you succeed and become more criminal.
Okay.
Okay. So as you like these kind of robotic bees kind of start floating over towards you, and you can see in this moment you notice that each of the bees is like a miniature webcam. Because there's a lot of CCTV in this place, so you're worried that actually if too many bees swarm, they'll piece together enough of a picture that they'll realize what's happening.
As I realise that, I'll be eating the bees then, rather than just batting them out of the way. Be pulling them back into my mouth.
As you do your best Yoshi impression, just just gobble up some of the robo bees, the robe bees.
Shouldn't it be the BTTV?
Yes.
BCTV. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you managed to kind of distract some of the security heading your way. Davey, you've now got your eyelids, your saggy, floppy eyelids propped up on your cool shades. How are you proceeding?
I would shout over to Fitzberg. Oi, Fitzberg, we've got to make a distraction for all of these normies as they're coming in. Let's do a mid-air dance and make it look wonderful, so they can get the bees out of the way.
You want us to do a distraction?
A distraction, yeah.
Well, listen, I'm kind of stuck in place here, buddy. Can't move.
Excellent. And I'll swim over to his hat.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? And I'll hold his hat.
Oh, you can lob me somewhere.
I'll frisbee you as a distraction.
Tell you what, I got an idea. Throw me around there, and I'll point to the laser tag area. I'll get something done.
You have to get your bearings first.
Okay.
+1 for Carl.
-1 for Carl. All right, throw me over there. I got something. This is the next step.
Dance, you little bastard, dance! And I'll frisbee him across.
Okay. That sounds very,
Barrett.
very.
I would say it's
Definitely gone
criminal.
past our We've definitely gone past that one swear word for PG-15.
Oh, that's PG. That's 15's fine.
Ship sail.
Yeah. I would say it's criminal. I'm trying to create a distraction. I don't see many bears playing frisbee.
Be surprised.
You speak the truth there. Speak the truth there. Okay, sure. That sounds quite criminal. So as you pick up Pittsburgh and like yeet him from the topiary area into the theme park laser tag.
Okay.
Roll me criminal.
I'm. Oh, that's a fail.
Oh.
So the plan doesn't go to plan. So you become more bear as a result. Okay. So what happens here? So you go to yeet. You go to yeet Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh, you do make it into the theme park like laser tag area. Unfortunately, you do so via the window of a security booth.
Oh.
You just kind of smash through a security kiosk, and then because of the after effects of the honey that you've eaten, you hit the ground like a shot put. Just boom, like half in bed in the ground.
Oh, my son!
Remember me!
One of the security guards catches you on the side of the head as you go past, knocking him out cold. But as you're embedded in the ground, this other security guard just kind of leans out and looks at you in a sort of like meteor kind of scar in the ground kind of thing. And there's just loads of kids dressed up as like sci-fi bears with laser guns. Just kind of, because you're effectively just in the middle of this laser tag. You've just landed in this laser tag area, I should say. So yeah, just one of the security guards is peeking at you. There's loads of kids with like the packs on, like the chest packs on with the little blinking lights and whatnot. You're still unable to move because of the after effects of this honey. But yeah, as this security guard peers at you, what do you do, Anton?
Hide in the sombrero.
Yeah?
Like, I just try to make myself as small as possible and I just hide in it.
Okay. That sounds very criminal, hiding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, roll me a criminal roll.
You can't see me if I can't see you.
Yeah, they'll never suspect a thing.
That's brilliant.
3.
3. Okay. So, as this guard looks out, and obviously it's a laser tag area, so it's quite dark and gloomy, right? There's it's like smoke machines making it all atmospheric. So you're able to disappear into your sombrero. That plan went off without a hitch, so you become more criminal. That's criminal 4.
Yeah.
But this guard kind of looks over and just looks at this sombrero, which is just like smashed through the kiosk that he was in, created a trench in the ground, and just looks at it and that's weird, and like goes to pick it up and just can't lift this.
No,
as you're holding onto the hat, you can't move, and you're holding onto the hat. Okay. So you're in the theme park. You've successfully split the party.
All right, guys. It's gonna be difficult to bring some guns inside this place, but listen, I reckon we can find some there. Right? I know the guns all over the place. We get the guns, we pull off the heist. I've seen it. I've seen the movies. That's the way they do it. You need the guns.
Okay. Is this the plan?
This is the plan. This is the way.
So,
This is the way.
Matt, you're currently trying to eat as many BCTVs, CBT. You're eating camera bees.
Okay, I don't want to rush you, but they're starting to sting my tongue. Could you get on with it?
Is there anything else you're doing? Like you managed to fend them off, but is there anything you're doing to help or?
Well, if I can, I'll just once the beers are clear, I'll go and grab flowers instead.
Sure. Okay. That sounds quite bear-like. You're currently on two bear. So yeah, I need a 1 or 2 from you.
Could you argue it's stealing? I'm stealing flowers? Which bears don't usually do.
Ooh.
And I am a thief, so I would get 2 dice at that.
Okay,
Matt.
yeah, it's 2d6 because you're a thief, but you are using your bear tongue, so it'll be a bear roll.
Alright, fine.
You've stole my heart with that reasoning, Matt.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
That was good.
I need one of these to be a 1 or a 2 then. Oh, no.
Oh no! Okay, so as the plan doesn't go off without a hit, you move back towards bear, so you're now 3-3.
Okay, no, that's alright.
But you, as you just managed to lick some of these.
My tongue's too swollen from all the stings to be of any further use.
Yes, yeah. There's just bits of garbled robotic bee stingers just kind of sticking out your tongue. You manage to just kind of lick some of the flowers. They taste great, to be fair. But Carl, you're currently at the top of the tree. For some reason, Manuka's just licking the foliage.
I imagine like Boogie has now sort of like he's floating directly up from the tree, and he's going to climb down the tree as if he's climbing up the tree, which as a black bear is a specialty. So he's going to climb into the tree and then just start plucking flowers as he goes.
Sure, that sounds very bear. So give me 2d6 because you're using your climb.
I need a 1.
A 1 or a 2. Oh, you get both. Okay, so you managed to climb down this tree, like upside down, I guess. Like climb down towards Earth. So that was quite... So you successfully did the plan, so that takes you up to criminal 5, right? The plan succeeded.
I suppose.
Plan succeeded.
Yeah, so...
You're getting very good at this. You know that there's some... You might need some emergency honey sooner rather than later if you want to... if you don't want to go full criminal.
I've got some in my denim Y-fonts if you want some, Boogie.
Oh, I would love some.
I'm keeping them warm for you.
I'm just thinking, what if you take all the honeys? Are you going to become like a living god? I can fly, I have laser vision, I'm invisible.
You become Cocaine Bear, mate. That's...
Okay, so Carl, they
climb out the bottom of the tree.
Boogie manages to, like, as you're going down, you're just kind of harvesting some of these flowers. As you get to the bottom, you can see that, like, Manuka's just, like, his tongue is out. It's puffy enough that it's not quite long enough to reach the flowers to grab them from himself. But you're able to grab Manuka's tongue and just kind of pull him in. And then between... between you,
come to me, my bear friend.
You manage to take the flowers that you've gathered and just kind of like jam them into Manuka's fur. So he ends up covered in this beautiful array of sort of like vibrant blue and yellow and pink flowers.
I'm sorry to do this, you Manuka. It must be really embarrassing.
Okay, so Manuka, you're now all kind of completely glammed up.
Still in my blonde wig as well, presumably.
With your blonde wig.
Fez.
So, Davey, you can see that the Boogie and Manuka have managed to build the flower suit. What is it you're doing? Because you can see that there's a bit of a commotion.
Yeah. Well, Davey's getting full-on red eyes, and he's almost going full bear at this point. And he sort of slaps himself across the face because he hasn't given himself enough damage today.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see if there's any children that I can scare who are holding these dangerous firearms.
Yeah.
There are indeed. So are you?
Excellent.
So you've just yeeted. You've yeeted.
Pittsburgh.
You've yeeted Fitzberg into the laser tag. Are you then going like swimming after?
Well, I'm gonna. Is there a like a rail somewhere like that I can use to push myself off of?
I mean, I think even better because this was part of the plan, right?
Right.
So you look down at the like the zip line belt that you've got. That was attached to Fitzberg, and Fitzberg can't move, right? He's like a lead shot, so you're able to press the button if you want, and just kind of Batman styley across the convention into the laser
As
tag
I
area.
do that, I'm going to be going full bear
Yeah, full bear.
to terrify the children that are waiting down below, so they all drop their very impressive guns.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So, in which case you're using your terrify skills. Yeah, roll me 2d6 as this flying bear in a bear suit.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay. So
one.
the plan goes well. So you step back towards criminals, but as you zip lining across the convention, the kids just like 4 kids in particular like scatter and run, and they just drop their laser packs and laser guns on the ground next to Fitzberg.
I pass Fitzberg 2 guns.
Got it, Davey. Well done. We got this.
Holding up the 2 weapons.
All right. Locked
Okay,
and loaded.
Fitzberg, in this moment, one of the security guards has just noticed this sombrero just tip over, and then this raccoon emerge out with 2 laser guns. What do you do?
I'm gonna go into carnage mode. So there's gonna be lots of firing of the firearms,
Yeah.
but mostly Fitzberg is gonna be running around like a deranged raccoon, just bouncing off the walls, off the kids, on top of the security guard, just full carnage into the trash can, out of the trash can, grabbing a burger, eating it. I'm just going crazy.
I assume you're doing this with your eyes closed, right? It's carnage, correct?
Do I need my eyes closed? Why is that?
Sure, because whilst you're thinking about running around, bear in mind that you weigh more than a neutron star.
That's still happening. Oh, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're just thinking you're running around into trash cans, but you're just
Okay. So is this sad at sun and space just firing and just imagining all these things happening?
Okay, that is carnage. That's
Like
very criminal.
maybe because I'm firing on the laser tag guns, right? Those guns are shooting the kids who are also running around and getting shot. And like those, like the armor vests they wear, like
There's a lot of carnage.
causes like a noise, a shock or something. I don't know. The kids are falling.
There's a lot of carnage for sure. Roll me
You're watching a
2d6.
scoreboard ticking up as you just like.
Bing, 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 bing. Okay.
Yeah, roll me 2d6. You are currently 4 criminal.
So I need to. I'm rolling bear or criminal.
This is criminal. You're shooting guns.
Okay.
It's one of the most unbear-like things I could think of.
Yeah. Right. 2d6.
2d6. Yeah.
All right. Let's see, a 4 and a 6.
Oh, I need
I got a 4. No, we good.
So you got a 4. Okay, so as the security guard just kind of, what's going on? And you're just shooting indiscriminately through the laser tag area, and yeah, you're sort of like just racking up this high score. As this is advanced laser tag, so every time you shoot one of the kids, the chest pack that they've got like electrocutes them, and they kind of fall to the floor. But as you turn, you like the security guard that stepped out for some reason. Well, he's part of laser tag, isn't he? So he's also got one of these vests on. So you shoot him, and he just he freezes, topples forward, starts convulsing as he gets electrocuted. And his security tag, as he falls over, comes off of his neck and kind of lands next to the 2 of you.
Grab it, Davey.
I'll
Let's get
look
out
at
of here.
Fitzberg and smile.
Get it.
Do I go up
Okay.
a criminal?
The plan went off without a hitch, so you're now up to criminal 5. As all of this is happening, you have a flower costume, you have a pass, a security pass to the back areas where you suspect the queen bee is being held before her grand reveal on the stage, on main stage.
Before you do that, can we grab some of the vests as well that the security guard and other people have on?
Absolutely.
I need that body armor.
You're able to, like, as this, like, with all this excitement happening and the guard, like, there's one guard knocked unconscious from a shot put sized raccoon, or shot put weighing raccoon to the head, and one kind of twitching on the ground. As you're able to loot them, you also feel the effects of the honey. The after effects of the honey begin to wear off. So Boogie, your luminescence begins to fade. Davey, you don't kind of drop down to the ground, and your eyelids kind of shrink back to normal size and kind of retract back into your face. And Fitzberg, you're able to move again.
Gotcha.
You hear quite a lot of commotion as all of these kids go like screaming out into the theme park, running away from the. Hang on, let me see why they're screaming. 13. Okay, they think there's just a madman in the in the laser tag, just going postal. But yeah, the kids are screaming. There's people coming. You get the feeling that security is heightening by the moment. So if there's any time to grab the Queen Bee, it would be now. With that in mind, Boogie, as you land on terra firma again, what do you do?
He goes towards firstly Uncle Manuka, but realizes obviously it's all the special honey. Is like, hang on to that. He basically goes running off towards what I could only assume to be like a honey tasting booth and just dives headfirst into it.
Okay. Yes. So you're nearby. There's So I'm gonna say there's there's just a stand. It's like a water fountain, but it's honey. So you're able to press the button and it just starts squeezing out, and as you start gobbling up the nearby honey, you revert back a step towards Bear. So you're now 2 Bear.
I imagine he actually pulls the whole thing off, so it's like becoming a honey fountain, just like
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you managed to shoulder barge the honey fountain open, and there's just a geyser of honey, which you put your mouth over the hole and you inflate slightly.
So at that point, he comes back to Uncle, just dripping in honey. He's like, "Let's go find the others."
Well, I think wasn't the plan that we meet them at the dressing room?
Yup. So let's go.
Okay. And would with my fine nose for honey, and obviously being a big fan of the Miss Universe competitions, would I be able to focus and perhaps smell the Queen Bee, her particular brand of honey, and follow that scent towards her dressing room or her backstage area?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to say you can. And you're using your bear schnoz. So that's a 2d6 bear roll for sense honey.
Great.
She's just rolling around in honey all day, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. It's her business, isn't it?
Yeah. 5 and a 1. That is good. So you successfully complete the plan. So you go to 4 criminal.
Yep.
And yeah, you're able to. So between the two of you, you rendezvous with Davey and Fitzberg. Fitzberg is just like 2-hand gunning laser beams into.
Fitzberg is on Davey's shoulders and he's shooting at everything that moves.
Yes.
Oh, are you not going to have the hot fuzz moment where you toss a gun and then the other bears catch it? It's like, damn right.
No, I've got a plan for this. Don't worry.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, you all get guns. Everyone gets a gun.
Well, as the two of you meet up, the 4 of you meet up, I should say. Davey, you have a plan?
All right, listen up, lads. What we're going to do is throw this vest to any security, shoot it, and then grab the bee, wrap it up in that beautiful yellow jumper, and make out like the bare necessities that we are. I've coined it. That's our gang name.
Very, very good. Was that a flashback or just a?
That's a quick conversation, quick conflab.
Okay, very, very good. So following, between the 4 of you, following Manuka's nose, you find the electronic security door that kind of leads to the backstage, and with the pass that Fitzberg has, you're able to, like, the doors kind of open up with a swipe of the key card. And yeah, you find yourselves in a much more kind of less elaborate backstage area where, there are corridors and presumably dressing rooms and staff rooms and the like. Fitzberg, as you enter into this kind of backstage area, what do you do?
I need to do some bear stuff. What would the bears do? Sniff for honey. Can I sniff for honey?
You
Look for honey?
Well, so as you pass one of the staff rooms, like you peek into one of the staff rooms and you notice that there are a number of security guards in there, and there is a vending machine behind them stocked with nothing but jars of honey.
Okay. Oh, right. To go get some. Yeah, I need a snack. I've been working very, very hard, so I need a top up. I'm gonna go to the vending machine and start like shaking it and trying to get inside. I'm gonna try and get it inside the machine. That's what I need to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm small enough. I get inside the machine.
So as you just wander into this staff room, the two members of staff that are in there just kind of turn their heads to look at you, and
yeah,
they roll a 15.
Stops, looks at them, and then just continues on into the machine.
So they look at you, and one of them goes, "You right, Dave?" And as you nod back, your your disguise holds up. As you just
what did they roll?
They rolled a 15 versus your 17, so you're just able to wander over to the machine and do. And
I imagine they did that while he's in the machine, like, right, David?
Yes.
I see you've had it again, Dave.
Yeah.
Forgot you changed, did you?
So
he's got his hand inside the machine, going. Just continue.
Okay, so I would normally I'd say that plan went off without a hitch, but because you're getting honey, you managed to just just start scooping out honey from the vending machines,
like honey bars, like honey cereal bars or something.
Yes,
honey drinks. Okay.
Yes, honey energy drinks. Okay, so you're able to move closer towards Bear.
So I'm Bear 2, Criminal 4. Okay,
you're Bear 2,
That's
Criminal 4.
My go.
And we'll go back to Boogie.
So what's happening at the moment? So there's two people in the backstage with us, right?
So Fitzberg is in a staff room, currently inside a honey jar vending machine, just like helping himself to honey. There's two staff members. The two staff members can see Fitzberg, but none of the rest of you. And they've just kind of they're absolutely fine with it.
Okay.
The three of you are kind of in this corridor, like totem poling your heads around the doorway, watching.
Just chewing on his arm for the honey on his arm, like.
Yes. You can see Manuka's just like his nostrils are going, trying to sniff out this bee. You know that the bee is kind of further down in the star guest dressing room.
In that case, Boogie sort of just like bears down the corridor and knocks on the door. Your Majesty?
God.
Yeah. It's your chauffeur?
That sounds very criminal, but you are the face. Mm-hmm. So social interactions are your shtick. Okay, so yeah, roll me a criminal check. You are currently 4 criminal on 2d6. Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, you advance to 5 criminal.
It's okay. I'm covered in honey. I could just nom on my own body parts.
So as you say that, there's silence for a moment, and the door opens. And stood in front of you is an attendant in what appears to be like a bee suit. And then just kind of on a tiny little chair in front of like a dressing room mirror with loads of the lights around it is just this bee with really big lashes, wearing a little sash that says, a teeny tiny little sash that says Miss Universe 2017. And she's got a little crown on her head. And the attendant looks to you and, you're early, aren't you? Are you just going full bear?
Well, I mean, that's all he can probably hear is just brr. So he's just like, oh yeah, I am. Gotta make sure she's there early.
Sure. Off the back of your success, sure. The attendant goes, oh well, very well. And the attendant reaches into a pocket, pulls out what appears to be a tiny bee-sized plush cushion, to sit on, offers it to the queen bee, who then hops on it, and then the attendant kind of walks up to you and, careful now, she's feeling a bit space sick.
Okie dokie. Just
As you start shuffling off, Davey, you see Boogie at the end of the corridor with the queen bee on a little cushion.
Okay. I will go up, grab the yellow jumper
Yeah.
off of him, and take a moment to observe the queen bee and say, "Oh, look at the size of that thorax," and then wrap up the queen bee in the yellow jumper and tie it into a little parcel. Let's go.
Okay, so full on bee napping.
Yep. I'll be growling while we're doing that.
I kind of feel sorry for Manuka. We
Dressed me up as a flower on this.
we don't need to do it anymore.
I'm just covered in flowers.
Don't worry. Your thorax is beautiful too, Manuka.
Oh my god.
Oh, thanks, Davey.
Okay, so as this happens, so Manuka, you look down at your beautiful flower suit, your utterly redundant and beautiful flower suit, and Davey, as you kind of pull a face, this queen bee kind of looks up at you, and there's a distinct moment of wait, what? As you tie the jumper up. As the four of you stand there with this bee like in a jumper, and you can hear her buzzing around inside angrily, you kind of look to each other with smug expressions on a job well done. Manuka.
Pittsburgh. Just can I do one thing, Dan?
Sure,
just quickly.
go for it.
Fitzburg, give us those 2 hats.
Those two what? Wait, listen, I'm stuck. I'm still in the cooler. No, the distribution machine. Get me out of here.
I'll pull him out.
Yeah.
Smash it. Grab the 2 hats and put the buzzing bee between the two, so it's in a case, so that the buzzing is dimmed somewhat between the top hat and the sombrero.
I'm just gonna but I'll go step in as you kind of look into the staff room, and sure enough, there is Fitzburg stuck in the vending machine. It was definitely a one-way entrance. Like he has to wait for someone to buy him before he can get back out. But yeah, the 2 staff members kind of look up at you. You can see Fitzburg like at the window. You're gonna have to. How are you dealing with the getting of Fitzburg?
I'll shrug and just smash it.
Sure. Okay. So as you look at the 2 staff members look at you, and
Sounds like bear. Oh, it's believable. Yeah.
oh, hi Phil. They say to you.
I mean, you're dressed in a bear costume, you know.
You're in a bear costume. If you're bearing out, please roll me a d6. Okay.
Nice.
The flag goes off, but you just charge at the vending machine, smash the glass open. You like your claw goes through. You wrench Pittsburgh out, and the 2 staff members just kind of sit there looking at you, going, "Oh, not again, Phil." As you just kind of go trolloping out of the staff room with Fitzburg.
I'll make sure that we grab some honey-based snacks for Fitzburg on the way out as well.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you ransack the rest of it. As you take Fitzburg's hat and just kind of encase the queen bee in the 2 hats. Manuka, you've trained yourself for this day. Like you've trained your olfactory senses to pick up on the slightest hints of like differences in various types of honey, right? Like that's your role. And what you notice is like your nose starts to twitch, kind of instinctively, and there's a peculiar smell coming from inside the 2 hats, and as you sniff it a bit more, and it dawns on you that you're sniffing pheromones. There's like a very pheromone smell coming from the queen bee, and as you kind of what is that? And you realise that this is like the call to arms pheromone. And as you think, but she's the only bee on this space station, you hear like the lights go off.
And Flight of the Valkyries start playing.
And like there's darkness, and you hear the two staff members go, "Oh, not again." And as the emergency generators come on, the lights go red and alarms start blazing. And over the staff tannoys overhead, you hear, "Multiple space vessels sighted. They're approaching the space station. They look like, oh my god, they look like giant bees." And there's a screen in the staff room that flicks up, and it's looking out into space, and you can see what look like giant bee-shaped spaceships just coming in from warp towards the space station towards you. And it dawns on you in this moment, Manuka, that the Queen Bee has summoned her peoples.
Guys, I think we might have a problem.
What's the problem?
I think time to make our exit, I think.
Okay.
All right.
So as the alarms go off, and you hear sort of like tannoys for the public saying, "Please do not be alarmed. This is just a drill." But you watch as these kind of B-shaped spaceships kind of hurtle towards the space station. It seems that there are enough ships that you reckon that Honeycon is going to be overrun by these invaders.
All right, buddies, I got a plan. I know where to go. Follow me. And I'll run.
Not another plan.
Hold on. And I'll shout down, full terrify at the Queen Bee. "Listen here. You pull them off now, you little slag, or I'm going to take your stinger and shove it right up your..." And I make the terrify check, please.
That sounds very, very bad. So yeah, roll me 2d6. So, the Queen Bee buzzes defiantly in the face of your threats. That plan didn't go. The anger overtakes you. But yes, it seems that in a few moments, these these bees will make shipfall.
So Fitzpatrick has a plan.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we need a spaceship to get out of here. I know exactly where to find one. Follow me. And I'm gonna go to the amusement park where I've seen the spaceship. Right, and we're gonna make our way to the amusement park, and we're gonna get on the spaceship there.
When you say spaceship,
the spaceship is on tracks.
VR things.
Well, one of that. It's either on tracks. There's a selection. There's one. It's on these rails. I think that goes fast. One, and the other one like shakes a bit before it goes. But like, pick one.
Why don't we just use the spaceship we came on?
No, listen, it's gone. It's gone. It's left already.
You hear an explosion as the first of the B ships arrive, and they just blow out the hangar bay.
Yeah.
All
Can't
the
go
ships
that
are
way.
gone.
We need another one. Follow me.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So you emerge back into the public area, and there's just carnage. So you can see from these B-shaped ships, like you can see through sort of like the glass top of this space station, just boarding torpedoes shaped like beehives hurtle towards the station and just kind of smash through the glass, and then like some people like sucked out into space before the holes are covered up by security things. But a load of like humanoid-esque bees start like pouring out of these drop pods into the group, and they sort of like start buzzing around. You see them kind of catching people and like throwing around, shooting laser rifles about. Utter bedlam.
Come on, Boogie, it's time for a scrap.
Boogie, what do you do in this moment?
Boogie's chewing on his arm first to try and get himself eating some honey to get himself more bare.
Yeah.
I'm dangerously close.
Okay, so that is you're now so between you managed to you've just been licking yourself. So you look like you've been underwater. You're just that lathered up, but you're now too bare.
So what he does, he grabs one of the gun packs from Davey.
Yeah.
And he said, "So, Throw this and shoot.
That's right.
He throws the gun first, which I
Yeah.
imagine would have. He
He's
throws,
ready to get into it.
he throws the gun first, which I imagine one of the bees catch. And because they're on one of those like big bungee cords they always are, he didn't realise he's done the wrong thing, so he lets go of the chest plate, and the chest plate goes pull back the thing, and while the bee's holding the gun, it's just smacked by the chest plate.
Very good. That sounds quite criminal, however.
That
So
is fine.
So you are currently criminal 4
Yep.
because of your recent honeying.
Yes.
Bad a complication, but no,
that
I've done it
is-
wrong. I've done it wrong. It's a 6. Oh no!
That is a
I
6.
celebrated. It's the wrong way round.
So you throw the pack to the bee, this bee soldier. The soldier bee catches it, looks down at you, and as you boing, let go of the gun, which then kind of spring leads towards the bee. This soldier then grabs the gun with its second pair of legs, because they've got like 3 sets of limbs, right? And then this soldier just gives you with the eyebrow. The smugness angers you enough that you become 3-bear. As in return, the bee, there's a number of bee soldiers, and one of them kind of shouts out, "They have the queen," pointing pointing fingers at you, and they, like in a fusillade of laser fire, they start opening. They open up on you. I'm gonna say, Anton, Fitzberg. One of the laser bolts is hurtling towards you. What do you do?
I use. Wait, have I got the sombrero or the hat?
You're wearing your sombrero.
I think they're
You
being
also
used,
have-
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
both men
correct.
used
Yeah,
to
you're
contain-
currently hatless. Yes.
All right, I use the monocle to deflect the lasers. I don't know.
Oh, I love that.
It must work, right? I put it in front. And I'm like, no. I try and
That's
catch the
great.
laser beams and I send them back.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that's
Criminal?
the optimum criminal. So yeah, roll me a d6. You're currently criminal 4.
Yes. Let's see, 5. That's failure.
Okay, so you valiantly step out in front
I got
of the other 3, and as you pull out this monocle and you go to deflect the laser bolts and successfully manage to miss every single one, but catch them with your torso instead. As the bolts like singe your fur, you feel the rage building inside you as you progress 1 in bear. And like the soldier bees stop as they look at you, and like you're still standing just steaming slightly with patches of bare skin where all the blaster shots have struck you, and you hear the bees turn around and they're wearing some sort of body armor.
True, yeah.
And with that distraction, you're able to kind of disappear off, evade the soldiers as they look to each other, confused. Manuka.
Yes.
It seems like the plan from Fitzberg is to make it to the theme park, to hijack one of the vehicles from there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, are there still? I'm guessing there's still lots of bees about, right? Other groups.
There's lots and lots of bees. You can see them kind of swarming around, looking. They're just like picking people up and sort of like throwing them like out of airlocks and sort of like lifting them up and then dropping them from height. But you see one group of bees just kind of huddled around the candy floss stall, and they're just like as they're just chowing down on the sugar.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah,
So
it's utter bedlam.
he's gonna rummage around in his white front and I never did like chili honey, but he's gonna like and down the fire breathing honey that he
Nice.
picked up earlier.
Yeah.
Which I think takes him back to 3-3,
It does take you back to 3-3 as you gobble down some honey. Yeah.
and then he's gonna go, oh, that doesn't feel good at all, and then just like start breathing fire over every group of bees that we come across that sort of blocks our path.
Sure. Okay. So, in which case, as you gobble that down, as you kind of holding your stomach, we'll come back to you in a second, Manuka. Between the four of you, are you heading towards? So you can see that there is a space shuttle that's sat on what appears to be a set of tracks. And you realise that because of the attack from the bees, the track has been damaged. So the track just kind of comes to an end, but it's on one of the rises. So there's a big drop, and then there's like a ramp up, and then the track just stops. But the ramp is pointing towards one of the window panes that hasn't kind of closed over yet. But beyond that, you see in the distance this small blue and green planet.
That's the one. That's the ship.
Okay, so Manuka, as Pittsburgh points this out, a number of soldier bees kind of turns up. One of them points to you, and they have the queen, and they start to swarm towards you. So using your
almost just like accidentally, just like hiccuping or belching or whatever, and sending sheets of flame out towards these bees.
Whilst you're doing it, are you doing this from melee, or are you doing this from range? Are you doing a gout of flame, or just kind of running in and just flailing around whilst also spouting fire?
No, it's from range. He's not trying to get near them.
Sure. In which case, that's a very tactical use of your flaming breath. That sounds very criminal. And because you've got flaming breath, I'm going to give you 2d6.
Okay. No worries.
Love that.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so with the success, as the bees run towards you, you pull a proper scorpion from Mortal Kombat, and this pillar of flame flies out of your mouth and just consumes these soldier bees, and they pop like popcorn.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Clearing
Is that a plus on the crim, Dan?
that is a plus on the crim. So
2-4 now.
you go up to 4 criminal. You make your way, so the way is clear. Davey, what are you doing now? You can.
I'm gonna hold the two hats, like the sombrero and the top hat. I'm gonna bite through, so I've got a good grip. Get on all fours and just run towards where my learned friend Fitzberg says we should go. So full sprint ahead.
Okay. There are also some soldier bees.
Fitzberg can sit on my back and shoot things as he goes if he wants to.
Shooting.
Well, I'm
gonna get you all.
So as you sort of like begin running to the roller coaster, you like through all the carnage and the noise around you, you don't really hear or feel this thing coming. But as you approach the entrance, because you have to go through the queuing system, right? It's one of those like windy rope barrier type things. But from around a corner of the theme park, from sort of like behind the dodgems, rolls what looks like this tank, this yellow and black tank. It's covered in fuzz, and it sort of like rumbles towards you as you approach, and seeing you, it begins to rotate round to present its kind of backside to you, where you can see what looks like a very dangerous looking cannon.
Right. I gently nudge Fitzberg off, pass him the hats so that he can hold them down, and just full bore charge with my head down, trying to tip the tank over.
Yeah.
By skidding and slamming my side into the tracks of the tank, trying to tip it over to one side while roaring all the time.
Okay. Would we argue, ladies and gentlemen, that sounds quite terrifying?
That sounds very terrifying. He's charging a tank, so yes.
Okay. So give me a 2d6 bear roll, please. A 2. Okay.
Nice.
So head down, you pelt toward. Don't bears run at like 30 miles an hour at full speed?
Yeah, as fast as a
They
horse.
are terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see that. Well, from inside this bee tank, you see the two the two occupants just kind of. Oh no! And as you slam into the backside, you flip the tank, like up onto its roof. It rolls away as the cannon goes off, like the Stinger cannon fires and punches a hole through the glass. Handily, right where the ramp on this track would kind of lead to. You see a number of bees, oh no, as they get sucked out into the vacuum of space. Shoot, stand up. Okay, with that in mind, Fitzberg, you've been given the queen bee. It's really difficult to stand because the air's being sucked out of this hole in the glass of the space station.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Fitzberg will make his way to the spacecraft.
Yeah.
I'm running. I'm running.
So
running, holding with two hands the queen bee, and then running with 2 feet. Like a
sure. So, as you get to the front of this this kind of roller coaster, you can see that there's the shuttle kind of in the waiting bay. There's a number of levers in the control panel, and you're not overly sure which one of them is the go.
Yeah.
The go lever. But is everyone just cramming into?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. There's also you notice that the carriage is decidedly open topped, so you suspect that one of these levers also does the roof.
Gotcha. I will start activating random levers until something happens.
Sure. Tell you what. Roll me a d6.
Yeah. Ooh. Smash. Let's go. 6.
6.
It's an astounding failure.
So you are currently 3.
Ejected seat.
Yeah. 3 criminals.
Straight out into space.
I think what might happen is it goes like it launches, right? It starts going, but no one's in it.
Yeah. So funnily enough, I was thinking on a 1. What? Yes. I won't say. Yeah, you you watch as everyone, as you're all about to climb in, Pittsburgh goes, oh, I got this, and as the brains of the operation pulls a lever, and then you all watch as the carriage, boom, like shoots out of the waiting station, up the ramp, out into the vacuum of space.
Boogie looks at it and goes, oh, I hope we made it.
We're not on it. Oh god.
And as you watch as you, oh, that was definitely the wrong lever.
Why do we even have that lever?
Looking around, so you proceed to forbear off the back of that, Anton, as that plan didn't go to plan. Luckily, another cart rolls into the station after that one you just got in. So I'll be trying again. Manuka, what are you doing whilst this is happening? Because Fitzberg appears to be struggling with the controls as the other two climb into the cart. But you can see, there's a number of kind of soldier bees and tanks rolling into your position.
Yeah. Okay. So he's just going to add to his indigestion, really, and use I think it's the last of my honey jars. Oh no, I've got 2 left. So I'm going to pop the laser vision one. Which gets me back to 3-3.
Yeah.
And then he's going to attempt to blast some of those tanks as they
Sure.
to keep them off us while Fitzburgh works out the levers.
Okay, that sounds very criminal. So give me you're using your laser eye, so yeah, sure, 2d6.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, so you you chug this honey, and as your eyes begin burning, you just kind of uncontrollably, like lasers just fly at your eyes like Cyclops when he's not got his visor on, and you just indiscriminately start carving lines through this space station. And as you watch, like as you kind of tilt your head, a good third of the space station separates from the rest of the space station.
I have an idea.
There's just explosions kind of going off in all directions. You do manage to incapacitate one of the tanks, but Yeah, just utter bedlam.
I
I'm
have
being
an
very
idea,
lenient
guys.
with the air suction in this place right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's you're up to 4 bear, Matt.
Yeah,
Boogie.
four.
So, as the station rocks from this now being carved in half, a barrel of the fire-breathing honey, I imagine, rolls to near the side of the car. Boogie's like, "Oh, I have an idea!" Grabs it, runs to the backs of the car, cracks it, downs the lot, and then just, and then fire breath to start moving the thing as an actual rocket. As he is the he is the propulsion. As he's just.
Okay, sure. So in which case you drink the honey, which moves you up to 4 bear. That sounds very criminal.
That's it. It sounds very bear.
Yeah, it's you're just eating honey.
Eating honey, but then
Eating honey and then just bearing it out. Just
Sure. Okay. Oh, yeah. You know what? In times like these, sure. Let's go double bear. 2d6 for you using your fire breath. Fitzberg, you find the brakes button.
Yeah.
So you take the brakes off, and as you jump in, you also press a button to bring the lid that kind of closes over you. But yes, Boogie, please roll me a 2d6. You're currently 4 bear.
3 to
Okay.
5.
So, as the 4 of you jump in, Boogie, you push your head, like you stick your head out as the thing kind of closes down over your head.
My mouth sticking out like.
Yeah. You put your head up against the air vent at the back, and as you and spout out a gout of flame, you drank enough of the honey that you managed to reach. You fly out of the station, the roller coaster station. You descend down the slope and then propel yourselves up the ramp, off the track, through the hole in the ceiling, out into the cold void of space. And as you hurtle towards Earth, between the stars, you watch as the space station behind you collapses in on itself before exploding. The resulting explosion incinerates the oncoming bee invaders, which then gives you the necessary propulsion to send you hurtling on towards Earth. As you breach Earth's atmosphere and land in a pond, like in a larger lake, in a beautiful nature reserve, somewhere in kind of West Colorado, you emerge from the surface with your 2 hats, within which is a fluorescent yellow jumper, within which is Miss Universe 2017, a prize-winning bee. And with that, congratulations everyone on successfully completing your honey heist.
Woo! We're gonna get the best honey in town, guys. We're rich.
Honeycomb really does get better every year.
So, that was an experience.
That's great fun. Thank you.
Congratulations on completing Honey Heist in space. You did it.
Thanks for running it, Dad. I think a big round of applause for Dad, actually, because
Thank you.
the hijinks there were incredible.
Dan, is Honey Heist meant to be in space, or is this a Dan special?
No, that was our unique selling point. You know.
Okay,
to have it in space. So, with all of that said and done, thank you for playing, and thank you all of you for watching through to the end. If you like what you saw, make sure to hit the like button, leave some comments, and if you want to see more stuff like this, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications of future uploads. We have a new campaign coming on soon after all of these, so if you're excited for that, if you see everyone kind of jumping back into it, then make sure you keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much to our special guest, Mr. Chris H.
Hey, Chris H.
And once again, if we were to be looking for you in the cold depths of the internet, where would we find you?
Rolldark.co.uk or RolldarkGMA on Twitter.
Beautiful. And for us, for myself, Anton, and Carl, we have the Tavern Between Dimensions podcast, which is a monthly podcast where we talk about all things nerdy and TTRPG, which we release weekly in weekly segments on the channel, or you can watch the whole thing, listen to the whole thing monthly at the beginning of the month on podcast services.
Yeah.
So with all of that said, thank you once again for playing, thank you once again for watching, and thank you for bearing with us. I'll see you later.
That was unbearable.
Oh god.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.